Hi Awakening Beauties, I'm Robin and this is my no-buy year. Welcome back to all of you. Good to see you again. Good to be with you. And yes, this is my no-buy year. I'm Robin and I am embarking on a no-buy year. I realized in my last video I didn't explain what that meant, but it basically means that for the entire year of 2023, I am not buying any new makeup, skincare, clothing, books, houseware, unless I need a replacement product for something that I've used up or has expired and I don't have anything else to use in its place. So in this video, this is part 2 of my makeup collection, and I just thought it would be fun to go through and see what I have and what I'm going to be using for the next year and give you my feedback about these products, whether they're worth it or not. And since I'm not going to be trying any new makeup, theoretically, I don't think there's anything that I'm going to need to buy this year. I'm just going to show you what I have, and if you have some of these products, please write in the description below. Tell me what your thoughts are about them. Some of them, I'm not even sure that I'm using them right. I was talking about the concealers and like the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I don't know what the big deal is about this. I don't know what the big deal is about some of these products, but you know, maybe I need some tips from you guys, so I would appreciate that as well. So we're going to start with eyes this time. Let's start with the palettes that I did not buy for myself, that were gifts from my husband, and what my thoughts are, and if I'm using them or not using them. Okay, I think I have a handle on this right now. I have a bunch of fun makeup eyeshadow palettes that, you know, my husband, he's such a great man. But some of these, I was like, I don't know how to use these products. And I think I have a little better grasp now how to use them, but as a result, I didn't really use them for the first few years that I had them. And one of them was this Urban Decay Moon Dust palette. I mean, it's gorgeous. Look, I haven't even taken the plastic wrapper off of here. It's gorgeous though. I mean, look at those colors. I don't know how to wear them. I really don't. I don't know what to do with them. I've seen some other, like Hannah Louise post, and this was one of the palettes that she had when she was going through. And she was making that video at the beginning of 2018. So I'm like, well, it's been out for at least 5 years. So I probably got this 5 or 6 years ago for Christmas. And I barely used it because I don't know what to do. And then I was getting so much fallout because I didn't know how to apply the products. And I've learned since then some tips, but you know, yeah, I've barely even dipped into this, but I mean, this is such a gorgeous palette. I want to use it, but I haven't. This year, maybe I'll use it. I don't know. We'll see. So another one. I told you in my last video that I went through a whole phase of just loving Urban Decay, and I bought so much of their products. And this was also another Christmas gift. This was, I don't even know what this is called, this Urban Decay palette. I don't know what this palette is called, but it's really cool. It slides out, and it's got all of these colors. And I mean, they're gorgeous. And I've used them a little bit, but I honestly, you know, I was having so much fallout from them. Oh my gosh. You see this color here, this yellow? I really want to try that color. I don't know. I don't think I've tried that color. There's a bunch of golds in here. Anyways, I am going to play with it some more now, especially that I'm not buying any new makeup this year. But I just didn't know what to do with it. Have you ever gotten makeup like that where you know, it's like, it's so editorial for me, because I've tended to be like a neutrals kind of girl. Like I wore a lot of neutral In fact, that's what I'm wearing right now. And I can't figure out how to get this back. Oh, there we go. I mean, I know it's a little bit dirty, but can you look at that packaging? I mean, I was so excited when I opened this gift, but I was just like looking at it like, you know, like I was looking at candy I'd never tried before. And it is like candy you've never tried before. And I just wasn't sure how to use the products. I'm learning a little bit more now. I'm watching, you know, more YouTube tutorials. And really, I think, like, if I look at some of these colors that I have, some of these palettes, and we'll see as we go through them, that I can create a lot of the looks of the new palettes that are coming out. And the ones that I can't create, I wouldn't create anyways, because they just wouldn't work for me. So that makes me feel hopeful. Another Urban Decay. This was last year for Christmas. This was the 70s eyeshadow palette, Boogie. And it's so cute. It's such a cute little palette. And I love this color here. It has like, it's got a shift to it. It's like a teal, and it shifts like a little bit, like, I don't know, like a little bit purple. I don't think it's a duochrome, but it does definitely have a shift. And then there's this color, this silver, and it just looks like a disco ball. I know I've dipped my finger into it, but I'm not sure that I've actually put it on my eyes. But again, you know, when it falls out and, you know, it's difficult to work with, which sometimes these kind of shadows can be, and especially something like this, it's a very chunky glitter. Do you have this palette? Anybody who has this palette can tell me like what I'm supposed to do with it. And this was also 2021 Urban Decay Pop Queen. And this one, I have even less idea what to do with this. It's cool. It reminds me of like the 80s. It's got total 80s vibe, but I'm not really sure how to wear these colors. It's not something that you can really wear every day, is it? Especially if you work in a professional environment. I don't know. They're fun. I want to play with them more. So maybe I will. Maybe we'll play with them together at some point this year. Maybe we'll do some makeup tutorials or get ready with me. Now this, he also bought this for me. My husband bought this for me. I don't remember how long ago. It was for one Christmas. It's the Aphrodisiac eyeshadow palette. And this I do use. I mean, these colors, you can see I've definitely dipped into these. And I especially love this color called Night Fever. I put that on my lid, and I do this in my crease, and then I'll do like this color like in the outer crease and just bring a little bit in, and maybe even use it to line my eyes a little bit. And this is really a nice chocolatey brown. I've used all of these colors. I've used all of these, and this is such a good palette. Yeah, I've used this one a lot, so that was a winner. Now I'm going to talk about some palettes that I don't use that I did buy for myself. And I've had these, they're not technically palettes. They're palettes that I put together. They're from MAC. I went through a phase, if I'm being honest, these are probably 10 years old, and it's probably time. It's time to bury them. It is. At least the pots, right? I can keep these, pop out, so I can keep these. And now I used this one a lot. I used this one a lot. I love this color. I don't even remember what it's called, but it's like their satin taupe. Oh God, I had this in a regular pot, you know, and I used it all up, and then I decided I would build my own palette, and I got that. And really, I had used it for so long that I had lost interest in it by that point. So, I mean, I bought this, and I love it. The color is, I mean, look at that. Oh, the color is so pretty. It's just a really it's like a lavender leaning taupe. It's got a satin, it's got a sheen. But these two were my challenge colors. And as you can see, I tried, you know, this happens when you wet the, you know, like an eyeliner brush or something, and you know, it just, I hate that it did that. And so yeah, this has had it. So definitely probably need to get rid of these, and it'll be in a declutter very soon. All right, and another like quad, a matte quad that I put together myself. This one broke, and I just have been trying not to move it too much. And this black, which has glitter particles in it, I thought it was gonna be much darker black, and it really comes out as like a gray color. So it didn't really meet up to my expectation. And really the only reason that I've kept these is if I need like a black or gray, you know, at Halloween, if I'm trying to get a certain look. But I don't use these for going out or anything like that. So I really do think that I think I can get rid of these four. And plus they're pretty old, so they probably need to be tossed. Now, these are two palettes that I thought I would love, and I don't. I just don't love them. And one is, well, they're both e.l.f, but this is Mad for Matte eyeshadows. It's these little eyeshadow palettes. And I got these for when I was going to the gym in the morning and I would get ready at my gym for work. I just wanted something inexpensive that I could do my eyes with. I mean, they're fine. Nothing exciting. There's nothing exciting in this palette. I think the problem for me is there are no shimmers and there's no satins. Thus the name matte. It's a matte palette. You know, I should have known what I was getting myself into. I've tried to get rid of this. I tried giving them away to friends and nobody wanted them. And that kind of was like, maybe there's a reason why nobody wants them. I don't want them. But it's so hard because I'm like, there are some good colors in there, and maybe there's going to be a look one day that I want to create. And if I would have just kept that e.l.f. palette, I'm never going to use these. Here's another one. Mad for Matte eyeshadows. So that was the cool version, and this is the warm version. Again, I mean, snooze fest. Nothing special. So I don't know why I can't part with them. I should. This should be in a declutter. And I've had these for over 3 years. So I guess technically they could be expired, right? But I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to get rid of things that you don't want. All right. Palettes. Oh, I got one more palette here that I barely use. I used it a little bit when I first got it, but that is this freaking huge Morphe Artistry palette. I don't even know what the name of this one was. It's this one. I mean, again, I'm thinking if I'm trying to like dupe the vibes of some palette that has come out, I will have this and I will have all of these beautiful colors to play with. And I will say, because this was the first Morphe product that I ever bought, and I was very happy with the blendability, with the color payoff. This is a really fun palette. You've got your chunky glitters in here, and you've got your finely milled glitters. And yeah, it's a beautiful palette. I would definitely keep this. I would definitely use this from time to time. And, you know, it's a really gorgeous palette. I don't tend to wear these colors, especially like the purples and the like magenta colors. But I mean, the mood may strike me. So I'm not going to get rid of it. But the thing I hate about it is the size. Where are you supposed to store these? I mean, I have to like put it in a bigger drawer. away from the rest of my makeup. So I don't even think about it because it's not sitting with the rest of my makeup. That's what I don't like about it. But other than that, I do like it. Now this is a palette I've had for, man, probably 5 years. And I love it. It's, when I bought it, and it wasn't cheap, but it just was kind of like the perfect everyday palette. And that is this one from Thrive Causmetics. And I bought it because so many people had talked about it. And I mean, I have used this one to death. You can see. I would love to purchase another one because the same thing happened with that color, you know, when you tried to use an eyeliner and you go in with a wet brush, it just kind of messes up the color. Anyways, I love this palette, and I hit pan on the vanilla color here. The black is not as deep as I would like. You know, you're always sort of looking for really matte, blackest black. And it's so hard to get that color. I don't know why that's so hard, but yeah, it doesn't go that dark. But these colors here are so beautiful, and it's so blendable. And I always use this one on my lid. And I mean, this is just a gorgeous palette. It's understated in a way, but you can get a lot of different looks with it. How you build it and how you blend it, you can get a lot of different looks with this. So this has been one of my favorite palettes that I've had of all time. I mean, it's so simple, but it's such a good palette. I love this one. This palette I just recently bought for myself. I think it was Allie Glines. She just raved on and on about it as an affordable option. And it was affordable. It's the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. And they released it this year. And, you know, the colors are very neutral and very warm. I think that's part of the problem. I think lately I'm leaning towards wanting more cool tone colors. And these lean very warm. But you have a mix of shimmers, and some are a little chunkier. Like this one's a little bit chunkier than this one. This one's more finely milled. And I have such mixed feelings over this palette. I really do. I like it, but I feel like there's not a great transition shade. For me, that's what's missing from here. And you might say, oh, this is a good transition shade. But when I'm thinking of like a transition shade, let's go back here. This is a great transition shade in the Thrive Cosmetics. This color is called Bethany, and it's such a gorgeous transition shade. It's not too warm. It leans like, it's like very neutral. It's between warm and cool. It's like a very neutral color. And it works so good with so many colors as a transition color. And in this, you know, you would think that maybe this color would be a good transition shade. But like this one is like leans peach, and this is very peach. I just have not got a handle on this palette yet. And it seems like it would be easy to get a handle on, but it's been very difficult. And then I always tend to want to go straight here. I want to go straight to the purple. And that can get out of hand. It just gets away from me. And I have to blend and blend and blend and blend, you know, to tone it down. But then I'm like, no, but now it's too blended. I want more. So yeah, this one is, I'm not giving up on it, but I've been challenged by it. This next palette is also very new to me. I was over at TJ Maxx trying to buy Christmas presents and ended up buying myself a lot of stuff that I didn't necessarily need. But I'm very happy that I picked this palette up. And I already knew I was going to do a no buy year, or I was already thinking about it. And I was like, if I'm going to do a no buy year, I really want to get a palette with more neutrals, because I know how much I love to wear browns and neutral colors. And I was looking at the Makeup by Mario palette, and it was so expensive. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to spend that. And I'm not saying that this is a dupe for that. I'm not saying, I have never even compared these colors to that palette per se. But to me, it had the vibes of what I was looking for. And that is the Morphe Truth or Bare palette. I really have enjoyed this palette. And as you can see, the colors, very, very neutral. And like, you know, when I was just talking about transition shades, there's a lot. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. There's a lot of great transition shades, like this color and this, depending on if you want to go a little warmer, a little more yellow. I have not played with this color yet. I've played just a little bit with these, but you know, this is a beautiful shade. This color is like a, I mean, it leans a little violet, you know, but it's like a violet taupe color. It's just so pretty. And this shimmer is like a shell color, really pretty. There's something about these colors that some of them are very warm, but then they have, there's coolness to them too, some of the shades. So you get just like such a good mix. And and this was not expensive. I think this was like $12 or $13 at TJ Maxx. This was well worth it. And I'm so happy I picked up this palette, because this will be something I'm going to use a lot this year. It's not as overwhelming as the big Morphe palette, and the colors are easier for me to work with than the NYX. You know what I think it is with this NYX palette? So many of these shades are shimmers, and I love shimmer. You know, I don't have a problem with shimmer, but it's like the only light color shimmer in here is this gold color. And I don't necessarily want gold all over my lid, because that's kind of where you would place that color. And these other ones are so dark. The pinks lean very, very dark. Like if I want a pink, well, you know, let's go back to this Urban Decay palette. This color, this is, you know, a peachy pink color. And it's very light on the lid and very flattering, you know, and it like just makes your lid look so much bigger, and it just like pops, you know. And these, I feel like when I put them on my lid, that the lid is receding because they're too dark. That's what it is. The lid is receding. And I need every bit of lid space I can have, because first of all, I have small eyes. And second of all, my eyes are aging, so my lids are starting to droop a little bit. And that's the challenge I'm having with this particular palette. I'm glad I was able to put it into words. Palette that I have. So really, that's not a lot of palettes. I have 12 palettes, but 4 of them are probably getting decluttered very soon. So really, I only have 8. And out of the 8, I only have 4 that are workable, or 5. I have 5 that are workable. No, oh, I got the Moon Dust one. I forgot about that one. So I have all of those that are just fun palettes. I don't know what to do with them. So this is what I'm working with. But this was something I specifically asked for Christmas. And I was very happy that my husband did end up getting it for me. And that's the Natasha DeNonna My Dream palette. It's gorgeous. I am really enjoying this palette. I will say, in a similar way to the NYX palette, I'm struggling a little bit with it. Not as much as the NYX, because there are definitely, you know, like this is a great transition shade. It's kind of like, who am I to be wearing these colors? Who am I? Am I this person that would wear these colors? So you have And I'm sure if you've watched any other YouTube, you know, beauty gurus, you would have seen this color right here. I'm gonna just, my fingers are a little bit dirty, sorry, from all these palettes, but it's a duochrome. It shifts from green to purple, and it's really, really cool. I don't think I've ever had a duochrome before. It's just wild, right? It's just really cool. I put it on the other day. I just put it on my lid, and then I used just some of the softer colors around it. I think I used this one and this one and this one, I think. Those were the 4 colors that I ended up using. And my husband was sitting across from me. We were sitting out on our back porch, and he was like, "Your eyes look really cool." And I said, "I know, it's Natasha DeNonna." So I'm having fun with that. And I am enjoying this quite a bit. So like I said, I just got it for Christmas. I've only used it like 3 times. So this is going to be a palette that's going to get a lot of use, I have a feeling, from me this year. So that's the makeup palettes. I used to have a ton of one pot wonders, mostly MAC, and through the years I've condensed it down. I've only kept a few, and so now we're gonna go to just the one-offs that I have. Let's start with these 2 Urban Decay. I got these as, you know, lid colors, and there was a point in my life, I don't know what I was trying to achieve, but there was something I was trying to do. Now, actually, this is a duochrome. Now that I think about this, it's got a slight shift. This is Fireball. There's something about it that shifts. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it goes from like yellowy to peachy coral. And I'm gonna wipe my fingers off. I got makeup all over me. And I think that's why I haven't loved this. I haven't worn it that much. And I'm just realizing now, like, as I'm having watched more videos, I'm getting the terminology and understanding why things aren't resonating with me. It's kind of cool though. It's kind of a neat color, but it's not something I've worn a lot. At the same time, I bought that one. I got this other one from Urban Decay. It's called Scratch. Now this one is very pretty. It's just a pink satin, you know, just very basic. I think the thing about this is that the color payoff was not as great on the lid as in the pot. For me, it was, you know, I was expecting a brighter kind of pink than it reads when it's on. I need to play with this one more though, because it is very pretty. I'm not gonna give up on it. This is old. I think this is the same color. Is this the same color? No, they're not. I thought maybe they were. No, okay. No, this was the one that I always loved. I still love it. But this is MAC, and you can't even read it. The color, it's completely worn off on the bottom. I used this a lot. There is a dent in there. I used to use this one a lot. It's very pretty. Have no idea what the color is. And I'm sure it's expired, but I'll probably keep it for a little while at least. Here's another MAC single pot. This is called Prussian Blue. Look at that color. That is a delicious color. I mean, I think I was looking for navy, and this is a navy tone. It's in the navy family, but yeah, it's almost like a cobalt. I have to apologize. I'm not going to apologize. I play guitar, so I have calluses all on these fingers. So that probably didn't look very pretty. Let's try this. There we go. This is called Steam. It's got a big ol' X on the back. What does that mean? Does that mean that it's discontinued? Maybe. I got this for a mermaid look for Halloween one year. I will keep this. I do use it from time to time when, like, for Halloween. I actually did use this recently too. I was playing around with it and it's very pretty. It's a good color. I think it's discontinued. This other one, I don't even know what this is. A girlfriend of mine gave this to me. Cahoots. The color is called San Francisco. I really love it. It's an olive green color. I don't have anything like this in my collection. Yeah, I do use this when I want like a green eye. It's very pretty. Now these little guys, I want to love them. Just like I wanted to love the e.l.f. palettes. I want to love these. They're everyday minerals. This came in a, you know, a group. It came in a box all together. And these are all like violets and purples and lilacs and pinks. I found out that I do not like loose powder for my eyes. As you can see, it is loose and it's messy. I do not like that. The colors are pretty. They don't last throughout the day. I've found they have a tendency to fade. And I've tried getting rid of these multiple times and I've just been unsuccessful because I'll look at them and then I'll swatch them on my hands and I'm like, oh my gosh, but they're so pretty. And then I use them and I'm like, oh, they just don't look great on me. And I don't like the mess that they make when I'm dipping my brush in and, you know, having to tap off and it's going everywhere. The powder's going everywhere. I do think I will keep this one color because it's just really pretty. It's an iridescent and I will sometimes use this on the inner corners of my eyes. That color I will keep because I don't have anything like that. I don't have anything like that. It's like a pearlescent. It shifts a little lilac-y, but there's also like an undertone of like almost a little bit of, I want to say blue. It's just an interesting color. I like that one. So that one is staying. That's it. Those are the eyeshadows that I have. So let's take stock. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 palettes. And out of the 14 palettes, I'm only really using 5 of them. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 loose. Ooh, no, we have one more. This one was sitting off to the side. This was also for Christmas. And I really love it. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Oyster Pearl. It's a cream eyeshadow. And this is beautiful. This is a one and done. Like if you're just like need one color to get ready and you're done, this is it. It's got like a satin finish and it's just taupe. It's so like neutral. It's like a taupey color that doesn't shift too purple. It doesn't shift too warm. It's a perfect color. That one I love. That's not going anywhere. But at least 4 of them I will be getting rid of because I have to come to terms that I'm just not going to use them. I have some eyeshadow sticks. So let's talk about those. Oh, this is a highlighter. These actually can be highlighters or ice. And I have a couple of different brands. I have e.l.f. This is actually a highlighter stick, so I missed that in my last video. But I have it in with my eye products because sometimes I just use this on the brow bone and sometimes I use it on the inner corner. and occasionally I'll use it on the lid. But I used to highlight with this, and I should probably try that again. I haven't used that as a highlighter in a while. And this is another highlighter. This is from Thrive Causmetics, and it's too white. I haven't gotten that much use. I mean, there's so much left in here. I haven't used it very much. It's just, I don't know. I don't love that color. I do, however, love their other colors. I only have 3 of their, so that's 4. I have 4 of their colors. First one I don't really like. This one's called Emma. This is a really nice gold. I use this on the lid. It's so pretty. This one I use quite often. In fact, I had bought a backup, so I have 2 of them. And I forgot I had one. I threw it in my gym bag, and then I came across it when I was cleaning out my gym bag, and so I have 2 of those. And then the other color that I have is called Aurora, and it's more of a shell pink color, and I don't use it as much. I prefer this one. This doesn't have a lot of color. It's very, you know, it's very discreet. Aurora is very discreet. So that one's okay. You can also use this one as a highlighter. I have used it as a highlighter before. The other one from Thrive Causmetics, and this is my second one. I repurchased it, just like I repurchased Emma, is Muna. This is a good color. I use this one a lot. And these are so, like, they're just so blendable, and they're fast, and they stay on your eye. Like, you don't even have to use eyeshadow primer. They will stay on your eyes all day long, and they don't get that tacky feeling. Like, I tried another brand. I think it was a free gift from Sephora at one point, and it was much like this. The color was very similar, and by a couple of hours later, I felt like my eye was so heavy and sticky. Oh, I hated that one. I threw it out. I tried wearing it like 10 times, and I finally, after, like, I was like, it's not me, it's the product. You like it when it's that. When it's not you, it's the product. This is much more preferable. It's very cool toned, and I think it would work on a lot of different color shades, skin shades, skin tones. Okay, I'll get it. I'll get there eventually. So those are very nice. And because I love a good stick eyeshadow, I wanted to try e.l.f. These ones from e.l.f. And I've been pleasantly surprised. Oh my goodness. I've been pleasantly surprised by the color, but not with the packaging, because that stick has fallen out. That's not the first time it's fallen out. So let me just... Okay. So anyways, this is the e.l.f. It's definitely darker than the Aurora from Thrive, which I like. I like this color much better than the Aurora. And it's so pretty. What a pretty satin that is. And it feels comfortable on the eye again. And it's such a good price. I don't know. These are like maybe $5 each. I can't remember, but it was a good price. And then so this color is, this is the Budge Shadow Stick in Rose Gold. And then this is the Budge Shadow Stick in Magnetic Full. I don't know. But this is also very pretty. It's very similar. It's very similar to the Thrive. Let me put them side by side. It's darker. It's definitely darker. It's more gray. Has a more gray tone to it than the Thrive. The Thrive, which is more like a taupey purple color, and this one is more of a purple gray color. But it's so pretty. I really love it. Yeah, like this one definitely has more red in it than this one. Okay, so those are my eyeshadow / highlighter sticks. Oh, this might take a while. These are all my eyebrow products. And I just want to go through these pretty quickly. This is not mine. I ended up with this somehow, but I have kept it because I kept it for Halloween whenever I wear a black wig because it's a dark brown. This is one of the first eyebrow pencils I had tried when I was starting to get into eyebrows, and this is Thrive Cosmetics. The color is Aubrey. It's good. It's a little red. It's a little too red leaning for me, but I'm trying to use it up. And this is probably the fourth one I've bought because I was just lazy and didn't want to go try out other brands. But since then, I have been trying out other brands, and I really like these three. They're all different. One of them is NYX, and this is the color Taupe. All of them have spoolies. This one is definitely a darker brown. I'll swatch the Thrive next to it so you can see. So definitely this is, gosh, it almost looks like a dark purple when I put it next to that. That's interesting. Sometimes you just have to swatch things. And this is e.l.f. and the color is, I have no idea. Yep, don't know. Doesn't say. It must have said on the sticker that I pulled off. This is e.l.f. This is definitely lighter. It's still warm. It's much warmer than this. This is the NYX was very cool. And this is another one from NYX. And the color is Cool Ash Brown. I'll put that next to that. So yeah, the NYX ones are definitely cooler in tone. This one leans a little bit more red than this one. So, you know, I'm enjoying them. I'm just using them up. And I got this e.l.f. Wow Brow in brown. And, you know, I'm wearing it today. And I don't have crazy eyebrows. So for me, it's kind of like I can take it or leave it kind of thing. But I am enjoying it, and I'll probably repurchase this one or another brand at some point when I use that one up. Eyeliners. Gosh, I have a lot of eyeliners. I mean, okay. Thrive Cosmetics. I have the navy one. I have the purple one. I have the green one. I have the black one. They're pretty good. They go on pretty smooth. Sometimes I find that the color, you know, it's always darker in here than when you put it on your eyes. And, you know, but they're good. I'm not gonna speak badly of them. They are good, and I do use them. I'm not gonna like swatch all of these. I just have too many here to swatch. Are any of you familiar with Jafra Cosmetics? I can't even believe I still have this. This is a white. And I've kept it because every once in a while, you need a white liner for something. I don't even want to tell you how old this is. It's over 20 years old. It's over 20 years old! Is that right? Yes, it's over. I should probably get rid of that one. I have a tattoo liner from Kat Von D. I like that. Sometimes I like to do a liquid liner. I also just recently purchased this Revlon Color Stay Sharp Line. I like both of these. Another purple one I have here is from, who is this from? This is from Almay. And very, very smooth. I will say it's very smooth. I have this one from Urban Decay, also very smooth. They're slightly different. Like this one is like more grape. It's a darker color. This has more, the one from Almay has more red. The one from Urban Decay is called Rockstar. These are pretty old. You know, at least the one from Urban Decay is pretty old. They may not even make these colors anymore because I'm finding that they're redoing all their colors. The Almay is an All Day Intense Gel Eyeshadow in Pure Plum. So if you're looking for a pure plum or a plum, those are good options. This is from e.l.f. retractable eyeliner. This is, oh, I forgot I had this. Let's go through these things. That's a brown. I forgot I even had that. That's the thing. Like when you have a package like this, it's hard to know what it is unless you absolutely know what it is. It just looks like everything else. Then I also have this Essence Long Lasting Brown. And yeah, they're slightly different. I like the e.l.f. one is warmer and the Essence is more cool toned. And then I also got the Essence Black, Extreme Lasting. I got it for my waterline. It's supposed to be waterproof also. Maybe it was the mascara, but I lined my waterline with this and it did transfer down here. By the end of the day, it transferred. So, just saying. Oh my gosh. This one's really old. This is really old. This is CoverGirl Queen Vivid Impact in the color Jade. Oh my God. Look at that. It's coming out. I should get rid of that. But look at that color. Oh my God. Look at that color. That color is so beautiful. If I can't replace it this year. I can't replace it because I have so many eyeliners. I don't need it. And I would only wear it once in a blue moon. But that color is, that's why I still have it. That's why I didn't get rid of it. Okay, so I have two here from Sephora. And again, I don't wear these that much. This one is, I said I wasn't going to swatch all these, and here I am swatching it. This is their navy. It has shimmer in it. It's also waterproof. It's good. You know, I wanted a deeper navy than this. And, well, okay, since we're swatching everything. So this is from Thrive. The one from Sephora is more of a cobalt navy, cobalt blue, dark cobalt blue. And the one from Thrive is more black leaning navy. And gosh, I really like that one from Sephora. I think I like that one better actually, now that I'm looking at them side by side. And the other one I have from Sephora is, and these are old. Gosh, they probably don't even make these. I don't know if they make them anymore. See, I don't buy a lot of makeup. It's only in the last, this is called Matte Moss. You guys are probably laughing at me. I love that color. I do wear that. I will wear that from time to time because I have hazel eyes and this is just, I love this color. And then this is like more for the waterline. It's an Essence. I got it to try to make my eyes pop. I'm still on the fence about it. And this was, I don't even remember when I got this. It's one of those stamps. Well, it's still got a lot of product in it. It's still working. It's supposed to do a cat eye. Have I even tried it? I don't think I have. I don't know. I think it came in a, I was buying maybe when I bought that tattoo liner, the felt tip one, they had a gift set that had this in it. That's what it was. They had like all these different types of eyeliner. It had like a gel eyeliner, whatever. That's what this was. I wouldn't have picked this up on my own. I definitely wouldn't have picked that up on my own. Oh my goodness. Have we made it through all the eye products? I think we've made it through all the eye products. I'm a little exhausted. Okay. Are we ready? No, we still have mascaras. This is going to be short and sweet. We have mascaras. My number one most favorite mascara of all time. Can you guess? It's the Thrive Causmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. If you haven't tried this, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's amazing. This changed my life. It's so good. It's so good. I had never tried a tubing mascara until this. And it just coats your lashes. It makes them so long and thick. and it washes off. They just kind of slide off when you wash your face with, you know, put warm washcloths on your eyes, or if you're in the shower, they'll just slide right off. That's what a tubing mascara does. And I mean, this is my favorite of all time. I thought this next one was going to be a favorite of all time from the hype I was hearing on YouTube videos, on Instagram, on TikTok, and that is the Tower 28. I don't like it. I'm just gonna say it. I don't. It's not terrible. For me, it kind of is terrible because I was expecting something else. I was expecting Thrive Causmetics. And for $28, which this tube cost, unimpressed. Unimpressed. I know other people say it doesn't flake on them. It flakes on me. It doesn't. I tried to build it up to be thick like the Thrive, which doesn't take much to build up the Thrive one, liquid extensions. This one, you have to coat and coat and coat and coat and coat. And then by the end of the day, it's flaked everywhere. It's flaked everywhere on me. So very disappointing. Now, this next one is not disappointing. I was pleasantly surprised. I saw somebody, a couple of people were talking about this as their favorite drugstore mascara. So I went out and bought it. Lash Paradise by, who makes it? L'Oreal Lash Paradise. And I'm really enjoying that. It's what I'm wearing right now. Paired with, it came in a pack with the Voluminous Primer. Prime my eyelashes and then put this sucker on, and there's no flaking. It's, you know, my eyes, my lashes look very thick and long. I mean, I have very long eyelashes anyways, and they're fairly thick, not terribly thick. But these two together work phenomenal. Now, I've even tried using the primer with this. I've tried these two together. Nope. Nope. Well, this took a long time. I'm gonna break this up because I still have lip products to do, and I have a lot to say. I have lips and cheek products to do, so I'm gonna do another video. So just stay tuned. It'll be out eventually. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate if you like this video, if you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate if you'll share this video. You know, I'm not encouraging anybody to go out and buy these products. In fact, if you've listened to what I've said, a lot of these products were not worth the hype. This was not worth the hype. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they were thinking by talking about this product as if it was like the Holy Grail. To me, not great. Not great. So, I mean, everybody's different. Obviously, you know, you just have to use your own good judgment with buying products. I hope that the information that I've given has been helpful. If you're thinking about buying any of these products, I know some of mine are pretty old and probably expired, and maybe they don't even make them anymore. But the point is that you can buy good products at drugstore prices. You don't have to spend a lot of money on makeup. There are some really good products. I mean, I like I told you guys in my last video, it's somewhere around here, but the NYX concealer, phenomenal. It's the best concealer I've ever used. You know, just saying that you can get on a budget-friendly price, you can get good products. The e.l.f. Camo Cream, so good. It's one of the best that I've ever used. And better than it Cosmetics. I tried it Cosmetics and I did not like that product. Anyways, I'm wishing you to have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.